Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to StarRupture. So, um, as you can see, I've been working on a few things, and yeah, I've actually made some progress in here. So that uh, tower is exactly opposite that one, so that they cover this entire valley here. And I moved it way back there. It was up over here because I had the three small halves here. Now I've got the two big halves there. Upper part's all storage. Bottom part is all the machines I need, plus a little bit of storage for them. My orbital launchers are right there. I got one gun right there on the end, which is watching this area, since the bugs love to spawn just up there. I've still got that one gun over there by that miner. And I've decided I'm going to keep this miner here, even though I turned it around so it's facing that way instead of facing that way. I'm going to put another miner up there on that pure titanium up there. And I'm going to run a line down, have the two of them join up. And I'm going to have a kind of little secondary operation going on the side there for making ammunition and building materials. So that's just going to be a completely separate operation just along the side there. This is going to be the main manufacturing over here. Now you can see I've done two levels up there, and it looks a little bit on the high side here, but it makes sense in the end. Up there at my titanium, I took out the three miners that were on the low grades here in the front. So now we're just running off of the pure and the two regulars at the back there. I've got two ramps running here, one to this floor, one to this floor. And let's go up top here. I'll put the rails in there just so that if I was over here somewhere, I would know exactly where my ramp is and I won't just go, flying off the edge there. Um, that one lonely little helium that's just floating in midair right there, I can't do anything about that. I would literally have to start a new game in order to get rid of that. I've tried jumping up and grabbing it. I've tried using my little deconstruct tool here to get rid of it. Nothing works. It's just there. It's a glitch. So my titanium is running down here. Hits this triple line, splits into two, and goes down there and up here into four of these smelters. And then just past them, we've got this cargo receiver here, which is split off on both sides, going up and down into four smelters up here that are working on calcium blocks. And then over here, same thing, except this one is receiving wolframite from that other base down there. This one down here, because I've got that one pure, two regular down here. So I'm going to be shipping that up here instead of taking from these ones right here. And then these guys up top are feeding into these fabricators up here, while the ones downstairs, these smelters are feeding into these fabricators. And I've got the smelters set so far, and I've got the receivers set. They have names. Because this one is receiving wolframite, I named it Wolfie. And because I like Star Trek, that one there is receiving calcium, so I called this one Bones. I thought it was appropriate. So Yeah, I've got, let's see, these ones down here. That one's making titanium rod. So is that one. This is the only thing I can make in the fabricators with calcium is the calcite sheets. There are no other calcium recipes in here. Uh, so that's all I'm making. I've got 4 machines dedicated to calcium sheets. Over here, I've got wolfram plates. And then up above, I've got other stuff being made on those. Have we got upstairs? Actually, I think all 4 of them are making. No, one of them up there is making rotors. That's right. I think one of them might be making stators. But I was thinking I'll get these guys making the basic materials here, and then I'll have another row of them here, uh, 2 high, that are going to be making the next stuff. So stuff like the rotors, the tubes, titanium beams, stabilizers, stator, applicators. So then we've got flow that goes from there to here to here, and then just continues on its way down that way. Because I've still got lots of room before I get over there to where the hab and the other base core is down there. I've got room on the sides over there and over on this side to add more stuff here. So I could put stuff in over here, and I've got a frog in my throat. Um, I probably will put some stuff over here. Uh, so I'm thinking building materials and ammo over there. And then maybe over in this area here, uh, since I've got those extractors here in this sulfur, and then I've got a cargo sending unit here, I would put another receiver over here somewhere and have that feeding in and making sulfuric acid. Uh, and I could always have my helium right there. It's running down that line to that point right there. And I'm going to run it down here. But it's probably going to come to over here somewhere and then split off and go into the main manufacturing there, and then maybe over into this other into the refinery, because it can make pressurized helium as well as sulfuric acid. So maybe I'll have 2 of those set up, one doing the acid, one doing the helium. We'll see how it goes. I do want to have some storage. The storage itself is not going to be right here where the manufacturing is going to be. It's going to be somewhere off to the side. So maybe over on this side somewhere. Because I've got that one gun and that miner right there, and I'm going to have that miner up there on that pure titanium. They're going to run over here, and I'm going to have some stuff set up over here for making the building materials and the ammo over there. The power, at the moment, none of this over here has any power. And that's because I don't want any of the power over here where the plant is. So none of this is going to get turned, well, all the machines are on, they just don't have power. They're not going to get any until I run that line down from my helium extractors there, because I've got 6 of those wind turbines up there. So we're looking at 1,200 watts of power coming down that line to right there. And once I run that line down here and then connect it up here somewhere into where it needs to be, then I'll actually have power to my base. So yeah, all my power is going to stay over there. I might put in a couple more wind extractors if I need them. So those 3 on the left, I might put some more right behind them there. Don't want to put any more out over here on the right side, but the left side, sure, I've got room over there. Those 2 solar panels right there, the only reason they're there is because of that gun I've got there. The gun I've got over here, fortunately, is right up against my base core there. So it's actually getting power from the base core, I think. Last time I checked, it was operational. It was looking around. The launchers are not getting any power at the moment, I don't think, because I don't have a line running up here. I do have this splitter sitting here that goes to all 3 launchers. Oh no, the gun is not active. Right, because I have no power here. What if, somewhere on the backside here, I could probably do it back here, I hope. Let's try it. I mean, I've definitely got enough. Right, let's put you right there. Boop, there we go. And there we go. Now my gun's active. This thing's active. These guys are active. Oh, they're launching. Oh, you were holding out on me, were you? Oh, they had stuff in them. But this thing's got 810 rounds in it, and it's watching all of this over here, just in case they decide to come down out of that mountain. But yeah, we've got power over here now, which is awesome. That thing's got its own power, and actually so does that shield. So, I need to expand this. And I'm thinking I might just put another row of fabricators right here. So the way all this is laid out, there are 3 squares between that smelter and that fabricator, because I've got 2 rows of lines running here. That line is running this direction, and this line is running that direction. So these smelters can send materials left or right, depending on which machine they need to go to. If I decide to expand this even more and put in more of these fabricators, which I probably will, I'm going to have to move that walkway and then maybe add a couple on this side and maybe 1 or 2 on that side, because the demand for these little guys, the titanium rods, is just so freaking high that this manufacturing part right here, making base materials, is actually going to be my bottleneck. There is no way that these 2 machines down here can put out enough rods for everything I'm going to need over here. Let's go upstairs here for a second, because these ones up here are making, these 2 are making titanium sheets, I think. Yes, okay. And of course 2 calcite sheets. And then this is making wolfram wire. And so is that one. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll put another row of fabricators out here. And again, I will have 2 rows of these, one running that way, one running that way. And eventually, I do want to have these lines, this line back here that's running this way, have it run off this edge, same downstairs, and then have it running over here somewhere. And I'm going to put my storage somewhere along here. I could put storage on that side too if I wanted. But I almost want to take these and kind of run them from up here to down there if they need them. But these ones, this first line right here, I don't really need to. So I don't need to. Why bother? That's making plates and sheets and rods and rods. Okay, yeah. So it's all basic materials on this first line. So the second line that's going in here, yeah, that's going to be beams, tubes, rotors, applicators, stators, and stabilizers. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. And I'm trying to line some stuff up. So tubes are going to be here, somewhere in front of these two. And then beams are going to be over here as well. So yeah, at some point I gotta. Oh. Hmm. That's a bit of a conundrum. I want to take. I need one of those and one of those to make tubes. Oh, this is going to be fun. Well, I need to put in that second floor up there to match this floor. But I also need... Oh, that was a bad spot to put that. Because I've got a beam right here that runs right along this line. And then the other one runs just in front of it here. So what if that one, those are right beside there. We've got these here. This is an empty row. So what if I leave that? This has to be an empty row. What if I put my 2 rows of transport lines right here, and then I put my machines here? That could work. So 2 lines there, 1 there. Yeah, means I got to put beams right here, which means I got to move that. All right. Well, we'll just wait for the game to catch up. There we go. Seem to get a lot of that where it just hesitates. Okay, so this one's right at the back. This one's at the front. And 1, 2. So let's take out that one. And these guys are 3 by 3. 1, 2, 3. So that beam is actually good where it is. I'll need to put a couple more along there. Thought I heard something weird over there. Almost like a bug running at me. Okay, so take out that one. And that one. And we're just going to continue down this line and take out just the beams that I need in order to have support up there. So then we got to take out that one. This one. That one. I do have those in there, but I can't put beams like that on top of these. So really wish I could. Would be nice. That one. And that one. There we go. Okay, those are gone. Now I can go here and I can put in pillar supports down here. Okay, and you need to be that level and then 2 down. And we put a third one up there. I like the fact that it just kind of places it at the level I need. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Most of the time, it does. Okay, and the last one here, you need to become down one. Ooh, where did that one go? Oh, down there. How'd you get down there? Weird. Okay. Oh, right. I need to put those ones in. Right, pillar. There. And I need to get up top. Easier said than done. Okay, let's put one of these right there. And let's do an extended walkway from there to there. Cool. Now I can get up here. And I need those. You, never mind. Go there. Get up here. What are you doing? Okay, so those bottom ones should be on the same level all the way across. There we go. One there. And last but not least, right there. Yep, looks good. Okay. Put that away. And let's go for a little trip up here, because I need to add more pillars on here, and you are too tall. That one was completely the wrong height. What are you doing? No. And there. There we go. And one there. There we go. Okay. Now let's put platforms up, and we're going to use the drone for this because, you know, much faster. Calculating. There we go. Wow. It only takes forever. Let's go all the way to here. I've got enough materials. Oh, you won't let me do that, will you? Well, fine then. Let's do this. There we go. We've got the second floor in up here. So now I need to put more fabricators in. You need to be facing this way. Too far. Really? Well, okay. Put my guy. Yep, let's put my guy right here. I wanted that. And the drone. There we go. Keep pushing the wrong button. Okay, so now we put we'll put you right there. All right. You would think, with the equipment I've got in my rig, that this type of thing wouldn't happen that often. But it does. Okay. There. There. And one there. Okie dokie. So yeah, you can see here, this one covers over to there, all the way back there, along there, and then up to this line. And then this one over here covers way up there and along the same line there, and then covers up to this line here. So they overlap each other. That actually is the center right there. Yeah, I made sure to line up that base core with that base core so that they would actually cover this entire valley right here. Is that, you want to have the whole thing covered, to be honest. Okay, let's put that away. Now for the fun part. We need to put in these lines. Can we put them in? I guess with the amount of stuff I've got in here right now, that is probably why I'm getting so much delay on a lot of this stuff, the building and everything. Could be why I'm crashing as often as I do. Oh, one thing with these lines, that's the bottom of the line upstairs. So they almost touch down here. Okay. I was hearing things. No. It's fine. Okay. Backline, front line. Okay. Backline should be running this direction. Front line should be running that direction. You connect there. You connect to there. You go there. Okay. There. Yeah. I think maybe there needs to be a little bit of optimization here for all of this. It's running that way. You go there. Okay. And then there. There we go. Okay. So trying to get materials from the upper floor to the lower floor, that's going to be fun. Um, and vice versa. But I'm going to try and run this so that I don't need to do that. But, you know, it will probably happen. Okay. Put some more of these in. Yeah, that's getting to be a pretty big delay now. Wow. As this place gets bigger, that delay is probably going to just get worse. So I kind of wanted to leave this lane open. That's why I've got 3 spaces. So that if I need to add another line in here somewhere for something, uh, can. All right, and you are going to go that way. Yeah, okay. Go there. And you... Okay. Yeah. Some of this may seem like I'm going kind of fast. Only because I'm used to this. I got used to doing stuff like this when I played Satisfactory. So, yeah. And after so many years of playing FPS games, I tend to see a lot of this stuff. Okay, there we go. Whew. We got the second line of machines in, all the lines in. So now we're going from the smelter line to this fabricator line to this fabricator line, which means, actually, ooh, you know what I should do? I'm going to do it. This one's going to be rods. This one is sheets. I'm going to go down here. We're going to switch this one from rods to sheets. This one is going to stay rods. This machine here is going to make... Oh, it needs wolfram wire and it needs rods. Okay, the calcite sheets are not needed anywhere in this line of fabricators. They can make them, but they're not needed. I need the calcite sheets in the furnaces for making other stuff. So, what if, okay, these two right here are making calcite sheets, so are those two up there. So if I run a line from here and come out here and bypass that line and take it up to the furnaces where it's needed, then that should work. No, we're dehydrated. No. Hey, sort your stuff out. There you go. Where did I get helium from? That's just kind of weird. All right, eat two of those. There we go. Should be good for a little while. Um, I don't want to put the storage on this side, or do I? I can't decide. Where should I put it? I could put it on this side. I could put it actually right here. Because the storage is going to be integrated into the whole system, really. It's going to act as a buffer between each line of machines that I've got here. So now that I've got smelters, two lines of those, now I can start making uh, furnaces here. And I'm going to have two lines of furnaces before I can put in the megapresses out here. And the furnaces, that's the spot where I need to have the helium running into. So I move the chocolate bar out of the way. Let's reference this. 12 furnaces. So there are 12 things that are made in the furnaces. There are 12 things from the fabricators, 12 from the furnaces, and 11 from the megapresses. So that's why I've got this thing on 2 levels. So I've got 12 fabricators up there right now. Half the stuff is being made on the back line, half is being made on the front line. So I need 12 furnaces. And this is where I start running into a little bit of a problem. I need calcium blocks in order to make calcite powder. So I need blocks coming from these smelters over to the furnaces. So I've got to bypass both lines of those with one of them in order to make the calcite blocks. Because I don't really need 4 of those making calcite sheets. Although I could. Well, yeah, actually, over on this side, I run a line off of there, top and bottom, that will take calcite blocks from there, run it out here, bypass both lines of fabricators, come down over here, and then I can run that into my furnaces to make calcite powder. Because that's the only thing I need blocks for. I need the sheets to make ceramics. What else do I need them for? I need calcite powder to make glass. What else do I need it for? Oh, need the powder for silicon. And that's about it. Do I need that over there? Rod, sheet, plate stabilizer. Okay. 200 glass. Don't think. No. I don't need blocks or sheets for anything else. So actually, yeah. What if I had storage right there? Let's look at this. So that is going to run down here. If I have the storage all over here, and I want to have one storage for each of the things that are being made. So like titanium calcite blocks, uh, the titanium bars, calcite blocks, and the wolfram bars. I want one storage for each of those. And then each of the things that all of these are making, I want a storage for each of them over here. I also want the, yeah, I left one line open on that because I want titanium running over here. I want raw titanium. One storage for that. And I am too far away. So yeah. Raw titanium should have one over there. So should the raw calcium. The helium. The wolframite. So yeah. So Wolfie over here, I could actually run a line off of that one right there, bring it down here, and oh, that would work. So if I take one of these splitters here and I put it, say, right there, I could run that line down to it, run a line from each of those over here into it, and then have a single line running over to storage over here and be storing all three of them. I can hear that thing humming up there. Yeah, see, I can't grab that thing. What? I'm apparently grabbing helium. Huh? How? Hang on. It's gonna let me do that now? I get this right there. And then let's put another one here. Run an extendable walkway up to there. So how many of these were actually trapped here? Okay, I've got 17. Okay. That's just weird. If I go here, it's letting me grab from there. That's... Okay, hang on. Where are you? You are here. I put that right there. Did I? No, didn't think so. Let's put another one there. One of these to there. And if I stand right below it, that's just really super weird. If I stand below it, it won't let me grab anything. Oh, put that away. So all right, whatever. Um, I'm not going to waste any more time on that. Okay, we're coming up on 45 minutes, and all I've got done is that one row. Yeah. I think maybe I get a little distracted. Yeah, maybe just a little. Okay, so I need to put my furnaces in over here. I need to figure out how I'm going to run lines over here to some storage. Um, these walkways that I've got here are going to have to change somehow. Because running off of there over to there, I'm going to be banging my head on that line. So, yeah, 2 lines of furnaces for sure, that are going to have to loop back on each other, of course, because certain things require like 3 furnaces to make them. So, what is it? If I could remember what it was. Let's go to the recipe station. Furnace. Uh, not the ceramics. Inductors. Takes ceramics, tubes, and wolfram wire to make. So I gotta have 3 different machines running. Uh, ceramics are made in a furnace, tubes are made in the fabricators, wolfram wire is made in the fabricators. So you've got to have all that stuff running forward. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to have a set of lines running along the outside on either side in order for the wire and the tubes to make their way over to the inductor, because the ceramics, unfortunately, requires calcite sheets and wolfram powder. Wolfram powder needs to be made in a furnace. So yeah, uh, heat resistant sheets. We got wolfram plate, titanium sheet, and glass. Synthetic silicon's a fun one too. For some reason, ceramics, calcium powder, and helium. Uh, electronics I haven't finished yet. I still need 95 stators dropped into here to unlock that recipe. And eventually I need to go over to that one base way up in the northeast there, in order to get this blueprint here for the chemicals and also the hardening agent. I need to grab a whole bunch of sulfuric acid for my super magnet and also 600 chemicals. So I do not. I can get stators from these machines. I can also get synthetic silicon. Sulfuric acid's going to be a fun one. Applicators are made in the fabricators. That's made in the furnace. That's made in the refinery. But I need, of course, blueprints. So there's only 2 blueprints that I need in order to finish off the furnace. And then the megapress is a whole other thing. I need to drop 500 intermediate building materials into here just to build them. It's like, well, if I'm already building them, why do I need that? Well, because then I can have a megapress actually making intermediate building materials for me. So I had to drop meteorite hearts into there, and I need intermediate building materials. Okay. All the other stuff in here, battery, turbine, the valve, electromagnetic coil, and the pump, I haven't unlocked them yet. I've put points into all of them. Just haven't finished unlocking them. And I need blueprints for the turbine, the valve, and the coil. So yeah, I've already made impellers, so that's not a problem. I've made inductors. Pressurized helium is going to be fun. I need to unlock super magnets. Titanium rods are not a problem. Also the housing, I've made nozzles. Just need the blueprint. That, and that I've made. Need the blueprint. Need to make those. I've made those. Need to make that. And that will be the megapress. The refinery. I have not unlocked pressurized helium yet. I need to put points into it, 1,000 points. I need to drop 3,000 sulfur ore into it and 2,000 helium. Well, I can drop 26 into there right now. And I've got a bunch of helium actually upstairs. Let's go up here. No, those are ceramics. No. I want helium. Take all the heliums. Ooh, I dropped some. Okay. Meh. Okay, let's go down to refinery and let's drop a whole bunch in there. That's 1,200 I just dropped in there. Okay, these ladders suck. I hate them. Getting down is just, yeah. You just keep walking across them. You got to hit those ladders a certain way on a certain angle for them to actually work. So that's something they need to work on. Okay, that's now 1,826 I've dropped into there. That's cool. All right. Smelter and the fabricator are 100% unlocked right now. But I need to finish unlocking stuff in all the other things. But, yep. Here we go. Autosave. Thank you. Yep. Ruptura has finished blowing its top. Awesome. I'm glad that gun is working just in case the bugs decide to come down. You never know when they're going to come. They just randomly show up at your door one day and go, "Hi, we're here for lunch." And then you got to scramble. So yeah, I will get those 2 lines of furnaces here on both levels. Get them going, and then I'm going to get some megapresses in here, get a refinery or 2 going over here, start getting that sulfur that's up there on the hill sent down here so that I can make sulfuric acid. Um, although the sulfuric acid recipe, that's going to be a fun one. And then I got to figure out the loopbacks on all of this, because the loopbacks are going to have to run. Ooh. Okay, I've got that there. That's not a problem. I can run the loopbacks over there. In order to run them here, I'm going to have to take that out. With that. Yeah, I'm going to have one of those poles. Well, actually, I can have that pole sitting right there. And then we need to have another one right here, and then one right here, and then a set here. And then we got to do the same thing on the other end. So I've got that 1 block buffer over there and one over here. So that kind of works out. Yeah, I have 2 sitting there, 2 sitting there. This set, yeah, a line running all the way, actually it only needs to run back to here. And then it needs to run into that one. Actually, oh, hang on. Give me one of those. Right. Put you there. And then if I run, ooh, let's put a multi-rail right there. Oh, this could work. Let's put one of these. Oh, come here. Up here. Yeah. Nope, you want to sit right there. Put you there. I wish you could just look at that spot and have it hit that. Let's do you, because the back line runs that way. The front line runs that way. Kind of want. That's the back line. That's the front line. Front line is running that way. Back line runs this way. So if we run that to there, and then that to there, then we have this run here, and then running into there. That means it's running, looping in 2 directions. It's got options. I like it. Except, oh, that kind of screws me for this one, doesn't it? Oh, actually, no. That's fine. This line doesn't need to loop. This one does. This line's just making basics. This line is making other stuff that they need. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, wait. That's not going to work down here. Hang on. Ooh, okay. So that line running that way. Oh, those beams are in the way. Those beams are really in the way. Okay. So that beam should actually be back one. Okay. Well, let's see if we can run this. Nope. Won't let me do that. Works up here, but it doesn't work down there. Unless, hang on. The idea forms. Like that. And we move our little multi-rail over here. Okay, and now we run that to there, that to there. That works on that side. But I need to move these pillars here back to this line. And yeah, did not think about that. So this line, it's right in line with that back block and right in line with that front block. But then this line, it's in line with the back block, but it's one out in front of the front block. What if I moved these pillars back here, leave that pillar there, move this pillar here? That means they get all the support they need, and then I've got 2 blocks there, and I can continue building out that way. And it gives me 3 block gap there, 2 there, 3 there, 2 there. Oh, 1 block gap there. No, right. I moved that back. Okay. It might work. I don't know. I'll have to see how it goes. I'm definitely going to be making a few changes here. I'm going to get rid of that for right now, because I may... Nope, that is going to stay where it is. Those 2 can stay where they are. This can stay where it is. The one I put down there is going to have to be, instead of right there beside that, it's going to have to be out 1 or right in line with this pillar. I think that might work. 1 line running that way, 1 line running this way. And then depending on which line is busier, it can loop back on either line. Ooh. Hang on. Nope, come here, come here, come here. I gotta take you out. And we take you out. And then we go over here and we take that line. We put it into the middle one. Oop. Oh, my bad. You go to the middle one. Why? Why don't you want to go there? Oh. You don't like that I put that line there. Alright. Okay, you run that direction. So because I ran the line on the other side of it, the opposite direction, it won't connect. That's not bad. It's a smart system. So now if I run these on the 2 inside ones, I can use the outside one Not that I need to use the outside one on this side, but I could use the outside ones to run down below, and on the other side, I can run those lines. Let's go put one on this side. That. Okay, where did I put it? I put it right there, did I? Okay. Let's run you up here. Turn you that way. So yeah, if I... Okay, now we take this, run it there. Now we take that one, run it there. Now I can take... Oh, that doesn't work. uh... Oh, actually, that does work. Right, because I need calcium blocks over there to bypass both of these, and I can connect that into there. And then I can have calcium blocks coming down this line and taking this outside line to go over to the furnaces over here where I need them. Aha. Yes. Okay. The plan forms somewhat. But at some point, that line runs that way. I need another one of these 4-ways, or put a 3-way in right here on the edge of this, have one line running there to replace this one, and then have the other line running over there to the storage. Yeah. The logistics is going to be an absolute nightmare on this. It's already been a bit of a nightmare, but it's going to get worse. So yeah, I'm going to keep working on this. And next time I come back, hopefully I will have more progress on this. And I will hopefully have more of this logistics problem that I've got here worked out, and maybe have some storage put in over there, because currently I've still got a whole bunch of building materials here. I've got some intermediate here for making my megapresses over there. I also need to put in a receiver over here and 2 of those the hell am I thinking of here? Yeah, refineries. So I got to put in 2 of these. That's going to be 300. And then I need to put in one of those. There's another 120. So 420. And I'd love to put in the version 2 storage depots because they hold 1,600 units, whereas the version 1 holds 400 units. Eventually, I will get to the point that I get that expandable storage, and I will have expandable storage over there, and hopefully I will have the version 2 wind turbines and also solar panels, which are going to be putting out massive amounts of power, which is good. And I can just stack up a whole bunch of power over there somewhere and have that connected into my storage there. And yeah, expand my storage out to something really good. But for now, we've gone over the 1 hour mark. What can I say? get so caught up in this, I lose track of time. But I'm going to get out of here and keep working on this, and I will come back Thursday. So until next time, I'll catch you later.